Did you notice something strange? You wake up in the morning, maybe you're sleepless, maybe your energy isn't quite there, but the day begins. You go to work. If you're at home, you're rushing around. The tasks never end. Here's what's interesting. Somehow you endure throughout the day. Until the work is done. As soon as you enter the house, as soon as you put the bag aside, as soon as you make eye contact with the couch, you suddenly collapse, as if the fatigue has just arrived at that moment. Not all day. But the truth is entirely different. Now I will tell you something very clearly. Fatigue doesn't come after work is done. It is already there. But the brain knows how to postpone it and does this much more professionally than you think. The brain has two different operating modes during the day: task mode, maintenance mode, and these two modes never work at the same time. What is task mode? While working, when there is responsibility, when something needs to be finished, the brain says no stopping now. In this mode, adrenaline rises, noradrenaline increases, and attention locks onto the outside world. And most importantly, fatigue signals are suppressed. So even if the body says I'm tired, the brain says not now. So how is this possible? Muscles get tired, energy decreases, the nervous system is under load. But the brain does this. It files the fatigue signals into the unimportant folder. It focuses attention on survival and task completion. That's why at noon you say, I can manage. You somehow endure until the evening. But don't be fooled. This is not strength. This is a biological software. What changes the moment the work is done? The real turning point is here. When the work is done, the brain perceives this. No danger, no need for performance, we can stop now. And at that moment, adrenaline drops, protection mode shuts down, task mode disengages, and everything suppressed comes to the forefront one by one. That's why suddenly these things happen. Your eyes close, your shoulders drop, your legs give out. You say, why am I so tired? But this is not a sudden fatigue. It is the opening of a report postponed throughout the day. Why doesn't the brain do this during the day? Because the brain's primary goal is not for you to be happy, not for you to be comfortable, but for you to survive. In nature, you don't sleep when there's prey, you don't relax when there's danger. The brain still operates on that software. Responsibility equals potential risk, and when there's risk, resting is forbidden. Why do we feel worse as soon as we sit down? Because body position sends a message to the brain. Sitting, lying down, taking off shoes means it's over to the brain. And the brain does this. It opens internal perception and closes its radar to the outside world. You start to hear these: micro damage in the muscles, nervous system fatigue, mental exhaustion. So fatigue doesn't increase, it's just noticed. So why does mental fatigue hit harder than physical fatigue? Because during the day, we make decisions, suppress, endure, focus, and this mental load is even more costly than muscle fatigue. For the brain, making decisions equals energy, attention equals energy. Restraining oneself is a huge energy. When the work is done, this great burden suddenly lifts. For those who say, but I'm not doing physical work, this effect doesn't only occur in physical tasks. At home, taking care of the child, being constantly alert, making plans, trying to keep up. All of these are task modes for the brain. That's why the sentence, I was home all day but I'm exhausted, is very real. Is this a problem? No, it's not laziness, not a lack of willpower, not a sign of aging. This is proof of a healthy working brain. The only problem is this: if you never give the brain maintenance mode, it will fall into task mode more quickly the next day. A small but important awareness. Instead of getting upset with yourself when you collapse after work, say this: I held on today. My brain completed its task. Now it's maintenance time. Even this perspective relaxes the nervous system. So what will we do with this fatigue? Here are the solutions. Now there is a very important point. If you completely collapse every day after work, it means your brain is making a very abrupt transition from task mode to maintenance mode. And the harsher this transition, the heavier the feeling of fatigue. But here is the good news. It is possible to soften this transition. 1. Use the interim door technique. Work is done, couch collapse. We need to break this chain. Instead, insert a transition period of 10 to 15 minutes. For example, when you get home, don't immediately sit down, pick up the phone, or lie down. Instead, walk around lightly, open a window, take a deep breath. Do a very simple task, like making tea. This tells the brain the task is ending, but the system isn't shutting down. 2. Slowly lower the adrenaline. The brain does not like sudden stops. Therefore, take slow breaths through the nose for 3 to 4 minutes. Consciously relax the shoulders, gently turn the neck side to side. These small movements balance the drop in adrenaline and reduce the feeling of collapse. 3. Walk for 5 minutes before sitting. This is a simple rule, but effective. This work is done, don't sit down immediately. First walk inside the house for 5 minutes or take a short walk outside. This sends the message to the brain. The danger is over, but we haven't completely shut down. Fatigue comes more controllably. 4. Consciously initiate maintenance mode. If the brain doesn't know what to do when it enters maintenance, it can bring you down further. So you start the maintenance mode. For example, dim lighting, a warm drink, 10 minutes without a screen. This gives the brain the command, we are resting but not falling apart. And finally, know this: if fatigue hits after work, it's not a problem. The problem is punishing this fatigue. Instead of getting angry with yourself, say, I have endured today, now I am cooperating with my body. Even this perspective calms the nervous system. Your brain keeps you going during the day and leaves rest for a safe time.
The more consciously you embrace that safe time, the lighter the fatigue becomes.